am about to tell you something that the devil hopes you never hear because this is the key to finding your freedom. If I was the devil, I wouldn't come at you with something obvious. If I wanted to keep you from Christ, here's exactly what I would do. I'd come at you with subtle lies whenever you sin or fall short that tells you you are too far gone, you are unlovable, you do not deserve Jesus in your life, and basically you're a failure. And what this does is it keeps you on this loop of thinking, well, I've already sinned once. Why not do it again? Jesus doesn't love me anymore. I'm unlovable. I'm not worthy. And this is literally the way that the devil gets in your head and makes you think that you can't break free from whatever you're going through. But Jesus is your salvation and he will continually break those chains again and again and again. I realize that I still really struggle with people pleasing. And this is something that I continually have to let go of and release myself from, or God releases me from, because I am not perfect. I cannot do this on my own accord. And in order to be selfless, you have to sometimes be selfish. And even sometimes I've been finding myself choosing pleasing others instead of pleasing God. And that breaks his heart. That breaks his heart first and foremost. And all I want is one day, whenever I get to heaven, is daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Your suffering is over. That is what I want to hear from him. Mark verse 5:34. This is what he says. Your daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Your suffering is over. And I feel like a lot of the suffering I bring upon myself is from my own doing, and Jesus doesn't want that for us. And I have fallen short, and that's promise, and we are going to fall short. And I promise you that if I ever talk on here, know that I'm not perfect, know that I'm just like you. I'm a broken human being who is just trying to continually walk by the Lord and do right. But we are promised to fall, and the devil wants you to think that whenever you fall that you cannot get back up and return to God. And the devil will distract you, but the Lord will deliver you. And continually, time after time again, whenever I've gone through this and I think that I've fallen short and Jesus doesn't love me anymore, whatever the lie that the devil is telling me is, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve to be redeemed. But Jesus is always ready to be there with open arms, ready to love you and ready to give you grace and the freedom that you desire, that nothing can fill in this life besides him. And welcome back to another episode of What the L. I'm your host, Elle Kramer, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here with me today. We're a little bent up and bruised today. My finger is like literally feels like it's gonna fall off. It's like swollen, and it's kept me up all night, and it's just not. I slammed it in a box at work, and it just really hurts. I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty swollen. I popped a blood vessel, and it hasn't and my nails are coming off. This is gonna be the first time y'all see me without nails, but at this point, I've kind of accepted that it's just going to be, it is what it is. Like, I don't think y'all have seen me without nails on this podcast ever. Like, maybe once. I'm not even sure. But it's going to happen. I need a sip of my Diet Coke. And, honestly, everything in me was telling me, don't film. I'm tired. Go to sleep. Because I've been up all night with my nail throbbing and, I couldn't sleep. Literally had to sleep with an ice pack on it. Like, what the hell? And so, something else that is beautiful, let's just, recount. I was gifted this Bible, this huge Bible. Okay. So I was very upset because it's 4th of July week. You're watching this on the 4th of July potentially. And on my second shift, I was put at my own beach. And, as a beach attendant, you want to be on your own beach, right? You want to make more tips and you want to get to know your customers, because if you're a helper, you're splitting your tips, or you're not getting tips. You're possibly getting tips at the mercy of if the person wants to tip you out or not. And you may not even get that. You don't know. It just really depends. You could do a lot of work and still not get tips out. And it's just the way it is. But I got put on a beach with other people. I was a helper on my second shift this week. And I was like, dang, I don't know what I've done wrong. I was on a private beach yesterday. I was doing so well. Thought things were going well. What's going on? Is this personal? I don't know. Turns out it's nothing personal. It's just the way it is on the 4th of July. You're just going to get thrown wherever they can put you. And that whole morning I was like, why am I being put on this beach? What's going on? Why am I a helper? I've done the time. I've proved my abilities to be able to do this. And here I am again, a helper, back to square one. And I was doing this, but I was still having a positive attitude. I'm like, you know what? There's a reason God wants me in this position right now. I'm exactly where I need to be. We're going to trust in that. And Jesus, I trust in you. And I saw this woman reading from this Bible, and she was sitting in our beach chairs. I was putting down the footrest going by, and I was like, she was reading the book of Matthew, and I was like, oh, I love the book of Matthew. Like, I peered over her shoulder because I was like behind her putting up the umbrellas and the footrest, whatever. So I was behind her, and I saw that she was reading this book, the Bible, with the book of Matthew open, and I was like, oh, I love the book of Matthew. And then we just started talking and talking, and what turned into literally an hour later, I was still talking to her. We had covered my relationships, we had covered my friendships, we had covered her life, we've covered her best friend's life. Like, we've covered a lot. We've covered a lot of ground in the span of time that we were out, like sitting there, and I was just standing talking to her. And she literally Amazon primed me this Bible, this study Bible, because she was like, I just told her how much I love the book of Matthew, and I've been praying. I was like, God, I like, maybe I should get a new Bible. Like, maybe I should get one. And literally, that's just been something I've had the same Bible since I was like a sophomore in high school. And it's been literally 5 years now since I graduated, which is crazy. Like, high school, I graduated high school 5 years ago. I feel old, but it's fine. Old head, whatever. And so I've just been thinking, like, maybe I should get a new Bible, right? Wrong. Well, Jesus literally was like, you know what? I'm gonna have, like, you're gonna talk to this woman, and she's gonna Amazon Prime you the Bible that I want you to have. Because this Bible is huge fonts, has like cliff notes, has breakdowns of what's going on and easier ways to comprehend it. If you want this Bible, it's called Life Application Study Bible, NLT, new translation, new whatever translation. It's in large print. It's beautiful. And she just literally, she was like, you need this Bible. I'm ordering it for you right now. What's your address? And I was like, what? And then she also ordered me this book about like how to find a Christian husband that I still have not found yet. But because we talked about relationships and how my cards have been like, my track record has been not good, and it's been a struggle for me, to be honest. Like finding somebody wholesome, finding somebody who represents Christ in the way that I do and wants to follow the Lord and whatever plans he has for me. There's a reason I've been single this whole time, because I still struggle with lust. I still struggle with like freedom of like not going back to my old ways, because whenever you have been saved and saved again, like Jesus saves you, but like you're called to move forward. And sometimes whenever you're presented back in the similar situations that you used to put yourself in, you cave and your flesh takes over. And that's happened to me, and I felt guilty. And that's like why I'm talking about the devil doesn't want you to know this. Like, whenever you fall short, you're going to fall short. I can promise you that. But whenever you do fall short, Satan wants to make you think that you're unlovable, that you're not good anymore, that you can't go back to Christ because you've fallen. And especially in the area of sexual sin, okay? Like, if you fall, if something happens that you are not proud of, but it happened, you're regretful, whatever, you talk to Jesus and you apologize and you say, Lord, I'm sorry for what I've done, and that's not me. I don't want that to be me. I've like and we don't want that for ourselves. Or whatever you do, like the devil will literally get in your head and make you think that you're not lovable. And here we go. That shame that you feel, that shame is not from God. Like, if I was the devil, I wrote down notes like I'd convince him that their guilt is holy when really it's paralyzing. The guilt that you feel is literally paralyzing. God is convicting you, but the guilt that you're feeling doesn't need to be like, you don't need to put yourself on trial. Jesus literally was already put on trial. He literally already died for you. The war was already won, and it's going to be okay. Like, you're going to fall sometimes, but you keep praying and you talk to God and you say, God, I can't do this without you. Why don't we just pray right now? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Lord, I ask that you give us the clarity, give us the grace. Thank you for the other person, my other friend on the side of the screen listening to this, and allow them to know how loved they are. Bless them, bless their friends, bless their heart, bless their mind. Give them the fruit of your will, whatever that is for their life, Lord. Allow us to move in grace, move in faith, and deliver us from whatever we need to deliver ourselves from, Lord. Take the devil's distractions out of our head. I rebuke that in your sweet name, Lord. You are the good. You continually bring us closer together. I ask that you heal whatever they need healing from. Whatever binds them not from you, Lord. I ask that we remove that in your name, and I ask that you protect us and protect our hearts. Allow us to cling to you, Lord. Allow our faith to help us walk. And if we are paralyzed with guilt or whatever we're struggling with, Lord, I ask that you free us from that and renew ourselves, renew our minds, and continually allow us to come back to you every single time we fall. And allow us not to get distracted by the devil, but deliver us from our own sins, Lord. Amen. So basically, I'd want you to think that, like, the devil tells you that if you've messed up too many times, like, God's already tired of you. No, that's literally not the case. You're still deeply loved. He still would die for you again and again and again. And he already knows the mistakes that you're going to make before you make it. So just like Jesus did, give yourself some grace. And I know it's so much easier said than done. I am talking to myself on this one because I've struggled so many times, like in my walk with the Lord. And I am so hard on myself. And I know that breaks God's heart more than the sin itself does, because Jesus doesn't want me to turn away from him just because I fell. And because it just makes you feel like, that the phrase or the quote in the Bible, Lord, I know I'm not worthy to enter under my roof, but only say the word and may my soul shall be healed. And we already know that we are not worthy for the Lord for us to enter under his roof, but or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Like, we are not worthy, but he loves us despite that. Like, he loves us anyways. And that gut feeling that you get whenever God is telling you something, like, that is a sign from him. That is a blessing from him. He loves us so much. He is so kind to us, and he gives us these gut feelings. Like, I used to think that those were just gut feelings. No, no, no. That is literally the Lord telling you, like, no, this is something that you need to proceed with caution. And like, especially with like lust, with temptation, like, there's always going to be temptation, but it's continually fighting that temptation and knowing that he will bring you to the light and lead you out of the darkness if you allow him. But if you are going back to these things that we know don't serve us, we know are going to just put us in a bad position, then that's gonna be the fruit of what happens, that you reap what you sow. If you surround yourself in these environments, it's going to produce whatever is going to produce. It's going to produce the fruits or the weeds of whatever you're in. And like, God literally just wants you to have that conversation. Like, if you feel some random reason on your heart to go talk to somebody about Jesus, like, you never know what can come from that. Like, I literally was gifted a Bible from the Lord because this woman, I literally just told her I love the book of Matthew. And then we talked, and like, now she's a prayer buddy, pen pal, who I will be praying for forever. And I'm so grateful that I've met her. Like, you never know what the Lord wants to gift you. You can never see that coming unless you are open to his will for you. And if you feel like he's silent, maybe and if you feel like he's silent, is it because that you have too much noise? Are you being distracted? Is the devil distracting you from him? All of the lies that you were telling yourself that the devil is feeding you, it is probably causing everything else to be really loud so you can't even hear his voice anymore. And how many times that's happened to me, I can't even tell you, because I have continually fallen short again and again and again, and filled my space with noise and not dived into the word, not have done what I should have done and talked to Jesus and said, Lord, I can't handle this by myself, please help me. Like, I cannot lean on my own accord today. I can never do this on my own accord, and I need you here. Another thing that the devil wants you to do, I make them believe that God left them just because they can't feel him. I twist silence into obedience, into absence, when in reality he's right there. Jesus never left your side. Sometimes we literally just cannot hear him because there's so much noise in our life. Like, there's so many distractions, there's so much chaos. And of course, life gets chaotic, but even in the doubts, even in the moments of suffering, like, choosing to trust the Lord and choosing to praise his name despite whatever you're going through is the power to be able to learn something, to be able to be grateful for in the midst of whatever you're walking through, because Jesus is on your side. He's literally on your side. He's so kind, and he wants to give you the things that you want, but he wants to also protect you in the process. Like, there's a reason he doesn't want you to have sex before marriage, because with that, you are going to, if you have sex before marriage, you are going to get invested into somebody who is not your husband, who is not your wife, and it becomes a very slippery slope, and you are giving yourself away to somebody who didn't actually put a ring on it. And it's hard to follow what God's plan for you is if you are already living under a roof with somebody else. And like, I have struggled with lust and like all of these things because this world is countercultural to what the way that we should actually live. And it's not easy to walk in this path, but walking in this way is like the way that God has intended it for us to be. And it doesn't say a man who finds, in the Bible, it says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing, not the other way around. So a lot of times we are chasing these guys who we shouldn't even be chasing, because Jesus literally says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing, not the woman chasing the man finds a good thing. Like, we're not chasing out here. We are focusing on ourselves. We are focusing on our relationship with the Lord until God places that person who is your missing rib, and you will find them. And it may take time, but good things take time. And the devil wants you to think that Christianity is cringe. Like, he wants you to think that giving yourself to the Lord is embarrassing or all these things. But as long as you're pleasing the Lord, who cares if you're not pleasing to the world? Because literally it says, the world, remember, if the world hates you, it hated me first. It hated him before it hated you. Jesus literally had haters. Jesus had haters, but he also had 12 disciples who would literally take up their cross and follow him. And in our own lives, I'm not perfect. I have fallen so many times and I continually fall. But sometimes, like, I don't even want to record these episodes because I'm just so tired or I'm unmotivated. But that's not what Jesus wants for me. Like, I know he wants me to be doing this, and there's certain things in your life that give you purpose and that give you value. What gives you value? What makes you feel purpose? This podcast gives me purpose. It gives me drive. And if one person's listening, then good. Then I know that I'm doing something good for the world and for myself. It's holding me accountable because I have people who want to see me do well, want to see me thrive, but I have to be responsible on the days that this camera's off, that nobody's seeing me, because I cannot only talk the talk, I have to walk the walk. But with that, you are going to fall short. And that's a promise. But as long as you continually get up and keep trying, you are doing right by the Lord. He just wants you to keep trying. He wants you to come back. He doesn't want you to run from the sin. He wants you to run back to him. And thank you so much for listening to another episode of What the L. I hope you found something within this episode. The devil is a liar. The Lord sets the world on fire with his love, and I hope he continually reignites that spark within you that burns so fully for him. He burns for you, and he loves you so much, and I love you so much, and thank you for being here again. Thank you for allowing this to be a safe space for both of us, because this is a safe space for me. I hope this is a safe space for you. And as this platform continues to grow, I hope that you know that every single step of your path, I am rooting for you right here. And if you ever have any topics or anything that you guys want to hear, please leave it down in the comments. Everything helps. Like, the comments, the support, the likes. Make sure to subscribe on every platform available. If you listen to this on Apple, make sure to subscribe, make sure to press follow, make sure to leave a rating on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure to drop a follow as well. Subscribe on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, do all of the things. Follow me on all my socials. And with that, you guys, I will see you on another episode of What the L every Friday. Okay, I love you so much. Bye.